My father died without ever forgiving me. He never said it out loud, but I knew. Even on his sickbed, when I visited home, he would barely look at me. My mother did most of the talking, asking about school, about work. But my father just sat there, quiet. I had disappointed him. But I had also saved myself. It took me years to find Omoy. After secondary school, I searched for her everywhere, Facebook, Twitter, even old NYSC records. I typed her name so many times that my phone started predicting it. Then one day, I found her. Her profile picture was simple, just her standing in front of a classroom, wearing glasses she never used to wear. Her bio said, lecturer, University of Edo State. I stared at the screen for a long time. I didn't know if she would remember me, if she had moved on, if she was married. Still, I sent her a message. Omoy. It's Olamide. She replied 2 days later. Olamide. Just that. No full sentence, no punctuation. But I could feel the shock through the screen. I convinced my parents that I had to study in the University of Edo State. I told them my course was only offered there. They weren't educated enough to check. My father grumbled about it, but my mother convinced him. Let the boy go, she said. If it's for his future. They didn't know my real reason. They didn't know I was going to find her. And I did. The first time I saw her again, I almost couldn't breathe. She looked older, but not in a bad way. More mature. More sure of herself. Her hair was longer. The sadness I once saw in her eyes was gone. She just stared at me for a long time. You really came, she finally said. I told you I would, I replied. And then, for the first time in years, she smiled at me. We took things slow. She was a lecturer now, and I was just a student. We had to be careful. She never gave me special treatment. In her class, I was just another student. But after school, when no one was looking, we would take long walks and talk about everything. She told me about her life after NYSC. How she had tried to move on, but never really did. I told her about my parents. About how my father still thought of her as the woman who tried to steal his son. I never wanted to steal you, she said one evening. I just wanted you to have a choice. I reached for her hand. She let me hold it. We waited. We waited through my 4 years of university. Through every exam, every holiday, every silent look exchanged in hallways. She was patient. She never rushed me. Never pressured me. When I graduated, I got a job almost immediately. It wasn't much, but it was enough. Enough to tell my parents I was getting married. My father didn't say a word. My mother cried. She asked me if I was sure. If I really wanted this. If I was ready to lose my father's blessing forever. I told her I had lost it a long time ago. Omoy and I got married a year later. It wasn't a big wedding. Just a few friends, a few colleagues. My mother came. My father didn't. I don't know if he'll ever forgive me. But when I looked at Omoy, at the woman who had waited years for me, who had believed in me when no one else did, I knew I had made the right choice.